Arsenal come out as 1-0 victors against Everton in a game that realistically we were almost in complete control of throughout the game. Arsenal also hadn't won since October 2017 at Goodison Park, so that makes this victory, that makes this result all the more sweeter. So happy with the result. Let's get into this. The starting 11, the lineup we had was quite different to what I would have wanted and what I predicted in the pre-match. But at the same time, I was very happy to see the changes we made. Obviously, it's always exciting seeing a new player start like David Raya. I think it was the perfect game for him to start, especially with the Champions League on Wednesday. The normal backline that I expected, and that's our best backline by far. Obviously, both Rice and Odegaard started, and I was very happy to see Vieira get his first Premier League start. I think the fact that Havertz got dropped, it's called for, to be honest, but I think it's more testament of how well Vieira's been doing as opposed to Havertz doing badly. I was probably a minority in this, but I wanted Havertz to start, but I think Vieira has played more than well enough to deserve the start, and it also allowed Havertz to come on as a impact sub if needed. Nothing surprising obviously about the wingers of Martinelli and Saka starting, and Nketiah up top, again, well deserved. He played really well, and maybe, just maybe, the thinking behind that is the fact that we're saving Gabriel Jesus for the Champions League games. But yeah, otherwise, the starting 11, to be fair, despite the changes, nothing really was a shock. I think all of it was necessary. Like I said, I think Vieira definitely deserved to start. His first start of the season, so very well deserved for him. The game started off with Arsenal essentially just probing and testing out Everton. We completely dominated the ball to start the game, and after a shaky bit of defending from Saliba when he let the ball bounce, but he recovered and the ball found Vieira, who slipped a beautiful pass to Martinelli, who then had an absolutely amazing finish in the bottom corner. But Nketiah was just offside for the goal, so rightly the goal was ruled out for offside. I'm not going to be a United fan and cry about it. It was offside. Offside is offside, regardless of whether you agree with it or not. It was obviously then really sad after the disallowed goal to see Martinelli pull up and get taken off halfway through the first half for Trossard. Hopefully, given the games coming up, you'd hope that this is a minor injury and nothing to stress about, because we need him in this upcoming games. After that, Everton were really stubborn defensively, and we really struggled to break them down. I don't think we even got a meaningful shot off in the first, other than maybe that Declan Rice shot that was just eventually blocked. But we started off the second half a lot better than we had ended the first. We had a little more cutting edge to us to start the second, and a little more pace with what we were doing. But again, Everton were just so stubborn defensively, and again we really struggled to make big chances or take them when we did manage to take the chances. Eddie then of course got subbed out for Jesus, which I agreed with when the substitution was made. We then worked like 2 or 3 corners short, which started making me think why Everton didn't us take him so short. And we had some sulky play and a beautiful pullback pass from Bukayo Saka. But what an amazing finish from Trossard. Not many keepers save that, if any at all. Nice team goal and a very important goal from our Bowser's super sub. And that goal was just really important for us. You think about it, you're away from home, you're at a place you haven't won for 6 years. And Everton are really posing the challenge, not so much offensively, but defensively. They're really making your team struggle to break them down. And we find a goal, beautiful goal, like I said, by Trossard. It was really important that we did that. And it kind of allowed us to settle in a little bit and be a little more defensively sound and just try see the game out. We then had a chance where Pickford made a good stop to keep Odegaard out. And then they blocked Vieira's shot, sending it out for a corner. Making you think though that realistically we probably should have done better with that chance. We should have done better than made the game 2-0, seeing the game out easy like that. But then obviously we brought on Tomiyasu for Zinchenko, who I thought had an amazing game. Zinchenko was so freaking good, especially offensively. And then obviously took off Vieira for Havertz in the last 10 minutes. Gabriel then did have that little mess up where he dwindled on the ball and almost got caught out, but thankfully we got away with it. and we saw out the game to get the all-important 3 points. Now, I must be honest, we haven't looked amazing this season, but we have won. We have 4 wins from 5, and on paper, we are doing what we have to do to make sure that our title hopes are still alive and we're still somewhat in the title race. We now obviously go on to Wednesday to play PSV in our first Champions League home game for the better part of a decade. That's going to be one awesome game to watch. But with all this being said, I would love to know what you guys think of the game, and let me know who you thought performed well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.